Welcome back guys, we are finally covering Half Cold, Half Hot, our boy Shoto Todoroki from Boku no Hero Academia. And I know we haven't been doing much Hero Academia videos. In fact, the last character we covered was Deku, which was a while back. So if you guys want us to cover more characters from Boku no Hero Academia, then make sure to smash the like button and write down who you want us to cover next in the comment section below. But before we start, here's a quick reminder. If you guys are in need of some cool anime shirts, hoodies or even accessories, then make sure to check out Anime Ryo. With the discount code ABD Squad, you can get 10% off everything. The link is in the description and comment section below. With that, let's cue the intro. Shoto Todoroki's first name in Japanese was actually meant to represent Shoto's character as a whole. Kohei Horikoshi gave him the name Shoto to reflect his quirk, half cold, half hot. This actually becomes apparent when you realize that the kanji for his first name Shoto is driven by the combination of the kanji for burning and freezing. Shoto has the kanji sho from the Japanese word nensho, which means burning, and the other half to from the Japanese word toketsu, which means freezing. This literally parallels his ability in the series. Shoto could also be a reference to a Japanese short sword, which again makes sense, as swords are made when metal is heated then cooled. As for Shoto's last name, Todoroki, it is actually a common name in Japan, which traditionally means roar. For Shoto's initial conception, it is said that Horikoshi was influenced by many sources from other animes to Western platforms. One of these inspirations could be Zuko's character from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Although Horikoshi has not explicitly stated that Todoroki is based off Zuko's character, it is pretty obvious considering the similarities between the two. Like, it is super uncanny. For instance, apart from the obvious similarities of having the ability to control fire, both Zuko and Shoto have similar backgrounds. Both of them come from a dysfunctional family due to having an abusive father, which causes each of them to initially have a cold and distant attitude, but later growing to be a more open and friendly person with their protagonist. Both of them also obtain badass looking scars on the exact same spot, which is over their left eye. Both of their scars were also caused due to being burned by one of their parents, although in Zuko's case it was due to a little Agni Kai combat with his father, and in Shoto's case it was from his mother who has suffered a mental breakdown. So I guess they aren't exactly 100% similar. There is also the fact that Zuko only has the ability to bend fire while Shoto can manipulate ice. Also, if you think about it, Shoto's introduction was not as a villain, while Zuko was considered a villain at first, who later redeemed himself. There are also a couple of other differences, like Zuko having his uncle as a means of support while Shoto didn't really have anyone. And in the case of siblings, Shoto's siblings were not really pushed to become dark, distant and disdainful like he was, while in Zuko's case, it was the opposite. His sister Azula was literally nurtured to become a secondary antagonist. Overall, the similarity makes it very hard not to suggest that Zuko's character had some influence in the conception of Shoto. However, within the Boku no Hero Academia community, a lot of you guys suggested that Shoto also shares similarities with Sanji from One Piece, which I can definitely see where you guys are coming from, as both characters have deep love for their mothers, both have father issues where they were being used by their fathers as tools for their goals. There are also a few other similarities which you can probably point out, but realistically, until we get confirmation from Horikoshi himself, all of this might be just coincidence. In the terms of Shoto's design and illustration, Horikoshi has stated within Shoto's manga profile that Shoto's character was intentionally created to have an impressive physique. Even within the series, Nina mentioned that Shoto is the best looking guy in their class, and if it matters, compared to his age group, Shoto is relatively tall. He also has unique characteristics, which is half red, half white short hair that is evenly split down the middle. Shoto also has heterochromia, which is a difference in coloration usually of the eye. However, it is also said to affect hair and skin, which might explain Shoto's hair color. Heterochromia is either caused by genetical reasons or an injury. A lot of people believe that Shoto's eye was the color because of him being burnt, but this was disproven after Shoto was shown as a child before being burnt. The fact is, Shoto literally got a genetical makeup of 50-50 from his mother and father, where his left side portrays his father and his right portrays his mother, which makes sense as the turquoise coloured eyes from his father and the grey coloured eyes from his mother. And for Shoto's initial hero costume, it was a bit basic. He wore a gold coloured combat vest with a white shirt, pants and boots. Shoto also covered his left side with ice as a way of rejecting the flame part of his quirk. He did this because he felt that it represented his father. However, as the series progressed, with the help of Deku, Shoto learns to accept himself for who he is, allowing him to embody both quirk as his own. This was pretty deep stuff that Horikoshi was on. I guess every little detail counts. Now moving on to Shoto's strength and ability, well, we know that he is a prodigy, and he has been considered to be the strongest candidate in Class 1A, ranking him even above Midoriya and Bakugo. Even after defeating Shoto in the match competition, Bakugo seems to acknowledge that Todoroki would have won if he used his full power. In the end, Shoto was the runner-up of the UA Sports Festival. Now regarding Shoto's quirk, half cold, half hot, it gives him both pyrokinesis and cryokinesis, separated between his left and right side, where his left side can generate heat, allowing Shoto to create and discharge a stream of fire. His right side of his limb can drastically lower the temperature of anything they touch, including open air, allowing Shoto to form large waves of ice. Shoto's body also seems to have adapted to this output, showing no visible effect on his body after the use of his quirk. Yet, Shoto still needs to maintain his own body temperature, as excessive use of his ice powers can cause Shoto to suffer from frostbite, and the frost that covers his body slows him down physically and weakens the strength and speed of his ice attack. However, this weakness can be counteracted if Shoto uses his left side fire quirk to balance the low temperature. Although, overall with the aid of his hero costume, Shoto has a pretty good control and regulation of his quirk. He has a temperature resistant jacket and a combat vest with a device to regulate his body temperature. He has snow boots allowing him to walk on his own ice, a wrist guard to prevent extreme temperature travelling up to his upper body, lastly a utility belt containing water, pain medication and disinfectant, pretty much a first aid kit. Apart from his quirk, Shoto also has shown to have strong durability and agility, and Shoto's intellectual ability is also said to be within the top 5 of his class, as Shoto had ranked 5th in Class 1A's midterm exams, and Shoto also ranked 2nd during Aizawa Sensei's quirk apprehension test. And in the official character data book for Shoto's stats, it is recorded that he has 5 out of 5 grade A for power and technique, 4 out of 5 grade B for speed and intelligence, and 3 out of 5 grade C for cooperativeness. Now, Shoto's family and background is actually covered more in depth than most of the other characters, mainly because the story is orientated around his family, specifically his parents. Shoto isn't exactly from an ideal typical loving family, instead a forced, abusive, unloving one from the start. His father Enji Todoroki, or Endeavor, forced married his mother Rei. Yes, forced, solely based on the purpose so he could use his and her quirk to produce a strong offspring. Rei's family couldn't really refuse this proposal due to Endeavor's influence and power, so just to clarify, she didn't really consent, if you guys know what I mean. Ultimately, the relationship between Shoto's parents became very abusive. Rei was actually kind, caring and loving towards Shoto. She would always support him, even going as far as to oppose her husband's Endeavor extreme training methods, where he would knock down a 5-year-old Shoto time and again. But instead of stopping this, Rei got slapped up herself. Yeah, I literally mean physically slapped. Endeavor wasn't playing around. This constant abuse caused her to become mentally unstable, going as far as to losing her shit on Shoto when she saw his left side, causing her to throw a boiling kettle on his face. But just to be clear, she didn't do this out of hatred for Shoto. Any reminder of Endeavor gave her PTSD and caused her to break down. But after being separated from her husband, she went into rehabilitation in a hospital, which slowly brought her back and ultimately improved her relationship with her kids. Talking about kids, yes, Shoto has siblings. In fact, 2 elder brothers and 1 sister, but due to Shoto being the only one inheriting both quirks from his parents, his other siblings weren't really focused on. Shoto's sister name is Fuyumi Todoroki, his brothers are named Toya and Natsuo Todoroki. Not much is known about them, but it's indicated they all resent their father. Well, I would be surprised if they didn't. So, much like most of the characters in the series, Shoto's love life isn't really explored much, mainly due to the fact that we are still early in the story. However, it could also be because he is only 15 and is focusing more of his time on becoming a great hero, and maybe due to the fact that he has had a very toxic view of abusive relationship between his mother and father, which could make anyone closed off to even begin to think about starting a relationship. However, regardless of all of that, within the Boku no Hero Academia community, fans have already shipped Shoto's character, and you guys could probably guess with who. Yes, Momo. Now, although there weren't super obvious signs like there was for Uraraka and Deku, Momo and Shoto still had some unique interaction. Shoto had clearly shown his respect for Momo's ability and even told Momo he believed that she excelled at the role of being a leader. Shoto chose her for the Human Cavalry battle in the UA Sports Festival and voted for her during the class rep election. During the practical end of the final exam, Shoto was even partnered with Momo against Aizawa Sensei. They always seem to be paired with each other. If that's not a sign, then I don't know what is. Momo has also expressed her respect and admiration for Shoto throughout the series. Both of them literally have mutual feelings on this regard. It wouldn't be surprising if their feelings for each other grows from just simple admiration to full-on affection. However, going by the type of characters they are, I'm pretty sure both of them would be mature about the whole thing. If you guys want us to cover more about their relationship in detail, like we did for Deku and Uraraka, then make sure to let us know in the comment section below. Now, although I already went over Shoto's family members, there is a theory which has been circulating around the community for a long time, which is Dobby being Shoto's eldest brother. Now guys, this might kind of be a spoiler, so if you want to skip this fact, please do so now. With that in mind, let me explain further. Dobby was introduced as a villain in the anime in episode 31, and he had shown us that his quirk allows him to control blue flames. Now we can't just start concluding everyone with flame quirk is related to Todoroki's, but let's dive into this a bit deeper. The main argument is that the similarity of Shoto's and Dobby's features, from the facial shape to most importantly even their eye color. The turquoise greenish blue eye seems to be unique to the Todoroki family within the series, more accurately on Endeavor's side of the family. Endeavor's eyes are both this color and Shoto's left eye is this color, and as seen in the anime, it was confirmed that Dobby's eyes is the exact same color. Another point was that Dobby's reaction to Shoto when we see their first encounter, it seems he knows him, and the fact that Shoto didn't react as much could be because Dobby dyed his hair black and seemed to have gone through extensive facial injuries. From all this, Dobby is speculated to be Toya Todoroki, Shoto's eldest brother, or even an entire new sibling. Who knows, maybe even a half-brother, as Endeavor might have found himself a side chick early on his marriage. Let me know what you guys think about this theory in the comment section below, and if you want us to cover this in more detail, then yeah, smash that like button. For the Japanese dub, Shoto's character is voiced by the veteran seiyuu Yuki Kaji, the same dude who voiced Eren from Attack on Titans, Meliodas and his brother Zeldris from Seven Deadly Sins, Yukine from Noragami, Sonic from One Punch Man, Leon from Fairy Tail. I could go on and on, but I'm sure you would recognize most of these characters he voiced. Kaji's voice is literally legendary. In fact, in 2009 for the 3rd Seiyuu Awards, Kaji won the Best Rookie Actor Award and marked the first actor in Japan to win the Best Voice Actor Award 2 years consecutively in the 7th Seiyuu Award and the 8th Seiyuu Award in 2013 and 2014. And for the English dub, Shoto is voiced by David Matt Ranga, who is known for voicing Tomoya Okazaki from the Clannad series, Bertolt Hoover from Attack on Titans, and Hideki Hinata from Angel Beats. Now, in the terms of popularity, since Shoto's introduction, he had quickly won the fans over. Being one of the strongest characters amongst the students obviously helped his case, as the audience usually gravitate towards powerful characters. But this wasn't the only reason. Shoto's story was also a determining factor for his popularity. Now, within the popularity polls itself, Shoto was placed 2nd in the first poll, and then 3rd in the 2nd and 3rd poll, where Bakugo and Midoriya ranked ahead of him. Being the top 3 for 3 consecutive polls makes it quite obvious that Kohei Horikoshi knows what she's doing with his character. Personally, Shoto is definitely up in my top 3. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like his character? Is he in your top 3? Let me know in the comment section below. Alright guys, like always, it's time for a blazing round. Shoto is student number 15 in class 1A and is the 4th youngest student in his class. Shoto was born on the 11th of January, giving him the zodiac sign of Capricorn. And at the start of the series, Shoto is only 15 years of age. He is around 176 centimeters tall, or around 5 feet 9 inches, and it is speculated that he weighs around 140 pounds, but his actual weight is not revealed as of yet. Shoto was born near Shizuoka Prefecture in Japan, and his blood type is O, which is really odd due to the fact that it's impossible, as Shoto's father's endeavor blood type is AB. Maybe Horikoshi didn't think too deep when she dished out these blood type, or maybe Shoto is just a rare case. Lastly, Shoto's favorite food is zaru soba, which is basically cold soba noodles. So there you have it, I have summed up Shoto Todoroki. Like I said, he is one of my favorite characters in the series, and I'm looking forward to see how his character further develops. Oh, and if by any chance I missed anything about Shoto, then don't hesitate to put it down in the comment section below, along with the names of your choice of characters of who you want me to cover next. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell to stay updated. With that, I'll catch you guys till next time.